With PGA Tour 2K23 basically sitting at the top of the throne by itself for the past few years, there is a new, or rather former competitor coming back to the scene in 2023. If you're not caught up to speed, EA Sports is returning with their PGA Tour 23 coming sometime this year. One thing worth mentioning before we hop in is that 2K23 doesn't have any of the major courses, and EA Sports PGA Tour is going to have all of the major courses. That is the first kind of pillar that's very different, but other than that, we have no idea what EA Sports is returning to, and so it's time to hop in to the gameplay preview of EA Sports PGA 2023. All right, here we go.
The goal for gameplay in EA Sports PGA Tour is to provide all the tools you need to realistically attack every hole on every course the same way the pros do. To achieve this, we're introducing Pure Strike, accompanied by a set of 20 shot types. Powered by official ShotLink and TrackMan data, Pure Strike incorporates the three parts of every golf shot: fluid swing mechanics, innovative ball behavior, and lifelike course dynamics. Every golf shot starts with a swing, and no two golf swings are alike.
Accurate.
So we captured stances for every pro golfer in the game. Then we mapped their attributes to a variety of stats from ShotLink and TrackMan data. This means you won't see Scotty Scheffler's drives flying off the tee at the same trajectory as Jordan Spieth's, for example. Once you address the ball, you'll see a swing.
That's a pretty crazy level of nuance. Like, part of being a sim game, and I know the big question mark about EA Sports is it going to be a sim game? It is no mystery, or it's not. Everyone that's played everyone that's played an EA Sports PGA game knows that it's more arcadey than it is simulation leaning. But I do think there is room for them to be more sim focused, more simulation focused, and less arcadey, and still have that approachability that everyone's kind of grown to love about the EA Sports PGA Tour. Not that 2K23 isn't approachable, it still is very approachable, but it doesn't quite have the life in it that I think I would like. Kind of like presentation, each golfer having these unique characteristics that, if this is executed properly on EA Sports side, you can see these differences of like, oh, I'm truly feel like I'm playing Jordan Spieth because of his trajectory, or because his proficiency in a certain area, his short game, his putting, even though his putting sucks. But that's more real. That's more real life analysis. He's not a great putter, but like, that's cool that they're introducing these nuances and these visuals that let you feel like you're actually playing that pro and not just playing some character model that has Spieth or Scheffler like in the top banner. So very curious to see how much that translates into the game and how accurate that translates into the game. But that is stuff that I think will greatly increase the immersion and simulation feel of a game that's notoriously known to be arcade.
Meter that will serve as a gauge for your backswing, using the left or right analog stick depending on your preference. We designed it so you can focus on the animation itself in order to execute the swing. The length of your backswing and the speed of your follow-through both factor into the power and accuracy of your shot. And you'll receive on-screen feedback after every swing. The swing mechanic is highly accurate to your controller input with scalable forgiveness, so you can focus more on the actual strategy of each shot. There are 20 total.
Okay, so one thing I noticed that makes me so happy that they're not doing it is, drop a comment if you remember back in the day where you would just spam like B or right bumper to juice up the power on a drive and then just hit it. Like, that's what I mean about arcade stuff. Like, it's not a swing mechanic. That's just like button mashing to get a good shot. Or even worse, do you guys remember when like the ball was mid-flight, you could just like force a spin. So you could like have a shot where it's like, oh, this is like 3 yards left of the pin, or like 12 feet left of the pin. And it's a normal like pitching wedge, like going end over end. And then you could just in mid-flight tell the ball to start going sideways towards the pin. And you would end up with just like, you you didn't have to shape anything. You would just tell the ball what to do. I mean, in a perfect world, that's the dream. Like any golfer out there, if you talk to your shot, I talk to my shots all the time in the air where I'm just like easy, or get going, or bite. Could you imagine if you actually had the power to do that in the air? So I'm glad they are steering clear of that. That was what really felt like such an arcade thing to do. And it seems like now it's really all about, you get more power from longer swing, you get more accuracy from a better timed stroke, all that stuff. So it's very promising to see that they are moving away from the arcade
shot types at your disposal in EA Sports PGA Tour. Each shot type produces different ball behavior, each is used in different situations, and each utilizes different club types. With plenty of ways to modify shot types, there are over 1,300 shot variations in the game. Some of the more basic shot types, like punch, pitch, and blast, you'll use frequently throughout your rounds.
I guess
others, like stinger, high flop, hack, and Texas wedge, to name a few.
Yes, they brought the Texas wedge.
Ways. So it's important to choose the right tool for the job. New ball behavior.
So I make jokes all the time about a Texas wedge or like a Texas putt. Pretty much any friend of mine that like sculls a ball like off the tee box and it just like rolls forever. I also live in a very dry climate, so like if you don't get good oh my god, not loft, but carry, that's the word, holy. If you're not someone who can get a lot of carry, where I live, you can just skull a stinger and that thing will go as far, if not farther, than like carrying it like 280. So I love that they're adding these different elements, not just draw, fade, slice, cut, flops, punch. Like there's blast. Like from what it sounds like, if there's a blast option, that means that like plugs are going to be very real. If there's a Texas wedge, that means greens are going to play very differently depending on if it's Bermuda or short grass or any other grass that you can think of that I'm drawing a blank on. Bermuda is the most popular or the most common one that you have to worry about the grain with. But anyways, I'm getting into some technical golf stuff. The fact that they are accounting for these technical golf things makes me very excited. And it seems like they are getting away once again from the arcade feel of previous EA Sports and like Tiger Woods PGA games from past. So good on them.
Has been redesigned from the ground up. New technology allows every bounce and roll to behave more accurately across a greater variety of terrain and course conditions. As the ball travels, you'll receive on-screen feedback about various aspects of the ball's flight milestones. Once your shot lands, new ball behavior enables more realistic interactions between the ball and the ground, like you'd see on a real golf course. You'll see the golf ball bounce, dribble, and roll as it travels across different terrains and cuts of grass. Naturally, a fairway will cause more dribbling than a green surface, and as part of the new course dynamics, you'll notice that a course like Augusta National has smoother fairways than other courses. When you're putting, the goal is to backswing to the perfect...
That's awesome. Seeing, like, you could visually see the nuance that they're putting into this with Augusta playing completely different than like a Sawgrass or a Waste Management, because it's considered the crown jewel. If you want something to feel like the crown jewel, it has to look like the crown jewel. And so the fact that they have those smoother, like you could visually see the smoother fairways and stuff here. I mean, we can go back.
As it travels across different terrains.
That fairway doesn't look bad. That fairway doesn't look bad.
A fairway will cause more dribbling than a green surface.
To it.
And as part of the new course dynamics,
whereas,
you'll notice
look at
that
the green
a
on the
course like
Masters
Augusta National
right
has smoother fairways than other courses. When you're putting, the goal is to backswing to the perfect point, which dynamically updates as you adjust your aim on the green. Under and overswings are possible when you're putting, and tempo matters too.
They really
line up your putt, adjust for elevation, and sink it. To help new golfers with putting, we've added an assistant aim option that you can toggle on or
so
off.
You can at least see the line.
Finally, we're bringing back some gameplay mechanics from previous titles like Power Boost,
No!
Spin Control, Big Hit,
No!
and Heartbeat moments.
No!
So you can hit a perfectly timed drive, button mash to adjust spin, and feel the suspense of a great shot inching towards the cup in slow motion. We set
oh no. Oh no. I really hope you can turn that stuff off. I just spent 10 minutes talking about how much I'm happy they're getting away from like the power boost and the ball spinning. I actually do like when they like the heartbeat thing. That's cool because it just like adds some tension to close shots, and that doesn't really affect how the ball works or where it goes or what it does. So I don't mind that. But I just talked about how they were getting away from the arcadey feeling of the power boost and the spinning, and then they bring it right back. No. Oh, that bums me out. If they don't give you the option to remove that for me is a big step back. I get they're trying to make it approachable for everybody, but that would be something where I would really, 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 really hope that is only in the arcade form of the difficulty settings. I hope if you go anything higher than arcade, you won't have the power boost and the spin mechanic, because I thought we were past that.
To build the premier golf gameplay experience, and with the introduction of Pure Strike and other great gameplay features, we're just getting started.
All right, so you can certainly see that the game looks great. The character models look great. The pros look believable. The swings look believable. The ball mechanics, the swing mechanics, all different types of shots, that stuff excites me so much. And I do think those things are what kind of separate them from 2K23. But 2K23 is it. If you cannot get rid of the power and spin stuff as you up the difficulty, this game will forever be considered an arcade golfing game, and PGA 2K23 will forever be the best sim golf game out there. That is left to be seen. There will have to be some playtime to see how that kind of works, but I'm torn now because it all rides on those arcade features. If you cannot remove the arcade features and those are just part of it, I'm going to have a little bit of a problem with that. But if they can be removed based on the difficulty settings, I'm excited for EA Sports regardless, but those arcade elements could potentially sour how strongly I feel and how strongly I will like this game. Right now, PGA Tour 2K23 with the course creation and just the more sim-like gameplay is still going to probably be the best sim game if all these arcade functions are within EA Sports and you cannot get rid of them. So let me know what you think. I went from very excited to being like, damn, I need to wait to see how the arcade aspects are going to factor in holistically in the game. If it's just within the arcade mode, cool. If not, not good. That's not a good thing. So let me know what you think. Does the arcade elements make you very nervous, or is it something that you're like, dude, they've been doing it for years, like whatever it is, like they're an arcade game at that point, I've accepted it. Let me know. I'm curious to see your thoughts. I'm curious to see what you have to say. So drop a comment, and while you're there, go ahead and put a like on the video. And if you really want to show some love, I would appreciate you subscribing so you don't miss out on any news, reactions, previews, playthroughs, reviews, you name it. We try to cover as much as I can here. It's a one-man show, so I try to get to everything as quickly as possible or as much as possible. So I appreciate all the love. And yeah, go ahead and drop some love in the comment section or on the like button or on the subscribe button or all three if you're feeling like an absolute rock star. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support. This is Josh Robinson with Joystick Gamer, and you know the drill. Stay swinging out there. Golf clubs, not, you know what? Golf clubs, whatever, however you want to interpret swinging. Go swinging out there.